Hi guys, my name is Litsi and today I'm going to be talking about how I got my GED. There are 3 steps. I'm the type of person I like to see everybody eat, not just me. So hopefully by the end of this video I motivate somebody, at least one person. There are some things that I want you guys to know about getting your GED. GED is designed to work for your schedule. You can prepare for it at your own pace. The question that is very often asked is how long does it take to get your GED? To be honest, there's no accurate time. Some people can take a month, some people can take 3 months, 6, 8, but it all depends on how bad you want it and how motivated you are to get it. Also, I want you guys to know that the website GED.com is literally preparing you for success. All you have to do is put the effort. Honestly, I didn't use any other sources except for GED.com and YouTube to help me pass. Total, it took me about 1 month to get my GED. I was ready to get it. I was super motivated and I got it. I proved myself that I can get it. Another thing, there are 4 tests you need to pass. You need to pass math, social studies, literature, and science. And I was also required to pass the Constitution test. The tests are long. They range from 70 minutes to 115 minutes. It depends on the subject, so one subject is going to be longer than the other. Each actual exam is $30. The Constitution was free. If you fail one subject, the retake is $20. There is also a fee for practice tests at GED.com. They are very similar to the actual GED test. They are also pretty pricey, but honestly it's worth it. After you take the test, it tells you what to study. It also recommends books where you can find the information. So I put it all together on how I got my GED, and I want to break it down into 3 steps. The first step is mentality. The second step is taking action, and the third step is literally take the test. And this step may be like, obviously you need to take the test, but people are so scared to take the test. Honestly, I thought it was impossible to get your GED because when I was dropping out of high school, people made it sound so impossible for me. They would be like, are you sure you want to drop out? The GED is really hard to get. But honestly, everything seems so intimidating. My daughter is so loud. I'm so sorry if you guys hear her throughout the video. I apologize. So honestly, everything seems so intimidating until you take the very first step. That's when you're like, okay, I think I got it. Everything is literally, you have to take the first step. Like when you're learning how to drive, it's so intimidating and you start overthinking. If I crash, what if somebody crashes into me? What if I take the wrong turn and I'm not supposed to take the turn yet? Like there's so many endless things that you could think of that can literally bring you down and make you not want to learn how to do something anymore. But honestly, it's all about believing in yourself, taking the first step, and just keep going. When you learn to ride a bike, you fall a couple times before you actually get the hang of it. That's how the GED is. You're going to have to study. You're probably going to have to stay up late if you have kids, if you have a job, if you have school. You're going to have to make time to study. You may even take one test and fail it and not want to finish your GED. But honestly, it's all about how you get back up after a downfall. I'm going to talk about my first step now. Mentality. You have to train your mind to think positive all the time. So how you act and think determines how successful you will be because it influences your actions. There's this quote that I can relate to and I have it right here. It says, when I was a child, I didn't care about getting an education and I didn't finish high school, but I got a second chance and came to understand education is the key to life. And honestly, that is so true. You have to literally look at education as a requirement. It's 2019 and already the most successful people are the people who came in with experience, with some type of education, some type of understanding behind what they're going into. So with that being said, people with higher skills are more likely to get hired. We understand you have to think positive, but the question is, how do you think positive? You have to give yourself a reality check, and a lot of the times it's so hard. Sometimes in your life, you know, like, oh, this isn't right for me, but you still do it. And it's like time to cut those bad habits out and start creating new habits. I have a list right here of things you need to check. You need to check your daily routine. When you wake up, in the morning, what's the first thing you do? Probably look at your phone, right? Because that's what most people do. They look at their phone before they even get up to brush their teeth. And people like that are called reactive, not proactive. You just react to your day. It's just another day. You get up, do the same routine. But being proactive is being productive. The friends you have is a big influence in your life. If you're surrounding yourself with people who are doing the same thing as last year, guess what? Y'all are gonna be doing the same thing this year, next year. There is not going to be any new money, new growth, new improvement. Surround yourself with people who motivate you, with people who keep you on your tippy toes. At least find somebody who's on the same level as you, who wants to improve, who's constantly looking for growth, so you guys can help each other. Another thing to look at is social media. If you have people on Facebook who are negative, delete them. Some other things to look at is your goals, how you think, what you see, what you hear, what you do, what you eat. All of that is so important. Find your purpose. My reasons was because I want to be successful. I do have a daughter. I wanted to make my mom proud. I want to leave this with you guys. You have to stay focused. I want everybody to know that they are capable of doing it. I also want you to know, after all the studying, all the hard work, after you may have failed a couple tests, even after doubting yourself so much, it's all gonna be worth it. Just make sure to keep pushing. Rule number 2 is take action. You're going to need to make a GED account, so go to GED.com. So simple, GED.com, and make an account. Fill out your information, put in your email address, and there you go, you have it. It's absolutely free. GED.com provides practice questions, practice tests, prep products, study guides, preview of a subject, and tutorials. So literally you have the tools, you just have to use them. Mostly everything is free. There are some things that they charge you, like for example the prep test, kind of pricey, but that's because they're so similar to like the actual GED test. After you take like this test, it tells you what you need to learn. You have to learn how to use your tools. Go on YouTube. If you don't know how to write an essay, they have the tools and the tutorials on how to teach you how to write an essay. Go to YouTube, search it up, how to divide fractions, and just literally it tells you, watch the videos, take notes, study, and practice. You have to put the effort. Nobody is going to do it for you. That one person for me that believed in me, that encouraged me, that was telling me, Lizzy, just take your GED test, just study, just do it, was my brother. So if it wasn't for him, I probably would have still been thinking like, no, I can't do that, I didn't even go to school, I can't do it. That's the excuse for people. I didn't even go to school, I didn't even pass 8th grade. Girl, just take the time, teach yourself. There's so many sources, and like honestly, just do it. So even after you took the practice test, just take the time to study again, to review everything, and then schedule your test. After I failed some of my practice tests, I still decided to like say whatever, I'm just gonna schedule the test. I studied the day before, I studied the night, I studied the morning of the test, and guess what? I passed it. So it's all about just like pushing yourself to do it. Most likely that if you pass the practice test, you will pass the actual test. Even if you score a little bit low on the practice test, you will pass the test, just because they do make the practice test a little bit harder than the actual test. I was like, wait, how did I score higher on my actual test than the practice test? But that's because they challenge you so that you can just challenge yourself and come completely confident and prepared for the actual test. You schedule your test, you schedule it at GED.com. They will give you your local testing centers, they will give you your local community colleges, and that's where you take the test. You do have to go into a room, you're under cameras, strictly no phones, you can't bring anything into this testing center. It might give you a pencil and a paper for math. So yeah, like I said, the testing hours and days are very flexible. To talk about my journey, so the very first thing I did was I did what most people think they have to do. I signed up for the GED classes. Now those classes were so easy. I was learning about nouns, verbs, adjectives, and I was like, wait, like I'm pretty sure this is not necessary, and I was not wrong. I was 100% correct. I had even taken the GED practice test for language arts before I even signed up for the literature class. and I was like, I already took the test and this is not on the test, so why are we learning this? I asked to be moved to a level up because I was like, this is not helping me, it's not benefiting me at all, I already know this. I even asked for a tutor. I was like, I don't want to take the classes anymore, I just want somebody to guide me to get the GED on my own. But nobody like replied to my message. After that literature class, I had to wait a certain amount of time to move to the next level, and I was like, you know what, it's taking way too long, I'm just gonna get this on my own. So my plan was to try to get my GED on my own, and then if that didn't work, I'm just gonna have to sign up to the next level of literature. I got a call, they were just asking me if I was planning to register, and I was like, no thanks, I already passed all my GED exams. And that felt so good because I had literally seeked out for help, and it felt so good that I got it on my own. So my best advice is honestly stop making excuses. You either want it or you don't. So I made it a goal of mine to pass all my exams before my mom's birthday. I studied for a good 3 weeks. I scheduled all my tests in 1 week. I also did it silently because when you tell your plans to a lot of people, they do try to discourage you, and it just makes you doubt yourself. So I honestly just did it by myself. If I failed, I wanted to fail in silence. If I passed, guess what, I'm gonna just pop out with the news. I took social studies, science, and which one else, literature, and I passed all those the first time. Then my math one, I did have to retake. I was so disappointed when I like failed it because I had passed all my other ones, and I was so down, but I still like decided to study and go ahead and retake that. So they did charge me only $20, but the first test was $30. So I like literally remembered how good it felt to like pass the first couple tests. I was like, nope, I need that feeling again. Like, it's a feeling of adrenaline, you just feel good about yourself. So I went again, took the test, passed it. The Constitution though, I messed up because I asked like how much is the fee for the Constitution, and they said it was free and you could retake it however many times you want. So I was like, okay, then let me just take it today. So I took it, I failed it, I took it again, I failed it. I think it was like the third time that I finally passed because I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually try. Because I realized like even though it was free, you could take it however many times you want. I don't want to keep retaking it. I actually sat down, studied the Constitution, and that's when I passed it. But yeah, other than that, that's just my little lesson. Like, if you want shortcuts, you're gonna struggle getting what you want, but if you actually take the time to study and do what you have to do to get it, you will get it. So with that being said, I accomplished my goal. I was able to surprise my mom on her birthday. You know, I had a little gift bag and I framed a little thing that had said I passed, and I gave it to her and I surprised her along with my family because like I said, nobody knew I was doing it. No, I accomplished mine in a month. I feel like no matter what, everybody has their own timing. Everybody's going through different things. Some people have more on their plate, so don't worry about how long it takes you, as long as you're trying to get look at some tutorials and just at least try. Because if you were looking for a sign, if you needed that one person to tell you that you can do it, this is it. This is it right here. Just to give you a little bit more hope, this advice is coming from an 18-year-old young mother who got kicked out of high school, who dropped out of alternative school twice. The odds were there that I was not going to be successful. I just want to thank God because he's the one who helped me throughout everything. He knew how bad I wanted it and he helped me get it. But here I am now. I am a freshman in college. I'm in my finals week and I'm just so excited to like see what the future brings me, all because I decided to step up and get my GED. Just take the first step at least. All about taking little baby steps. Without these steps that I took, I would not be where I am right now. So I'm so excited to see what the future brings, and I just want to see that you guys accomplished it. You're working towards what you want, because honestly, like, if I at least help one person, that's gonna make me feel so good. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like if this was helpful, comment, subscribe. Thank you.